But we got the most important truth in the world right here. We come out here and teach our people. But it's hard for y'all to listen to us because y'all look at us like y'all them regular Negroes. But as soon as a celebrity is saying, now your ears open a little bit more.
Bring it out.
God is a mastermind. God is a mastermind. That's why he do this. That right there is a wake-up call for y'all to be like, hey, you need to listen to them niggas in purple. Because they're actually trying to tell you something. They telling you something, and guess what? If Kyrie can never play basketball again, and Kanye can never do another record, guess what happens? They still rich as hell. My boss ride by right now and fire my ass because we see me out here on the corner with the Bible teaching black folks who they are. Who really taking the risk because they love their people. Right. The brothers you see right now. So when we come out here, this is a labor of love, all right, to really teach you who you are. So now let's do this. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Because the Bible says, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou rejected knowledge, God said, I also shall reject you. What did it look like when God rejected you? Look around. Look around. Look at our conditions of other people. That's what it looked like when God rejected you. We his kids. So God, when we say the Lord's Prayer, what do you say? The Lord's Prayer start with what? Our Father who art in heaven. Y'all grew up with your daddy? You grew up with your daddy? Your daddy disciplined, right? You mess up, you do what you don't do what he tell you to do, what happens? Take some, whoop some, guess what? All of it happened to us. Guess what God took from us? Our nationality, our heritage, our understanding of who we are, the people, our land, everything. Because we disobeyed God. And God said, look, if you obey me, I give you everything in the whole world back, because that's what we had once, and we lost the whole planet Earth. When you read this Bible, you realize the Israelites ran the whole planet. And God said, okay, if you want to follow after other nations that you're supposed to be over, then guess what? I'm going to let them be over you. So check this out. Let's read this. Deuteronomy chapter 28. No, 29:1. What's your name, sister? Amber? Sister Amber, listen to this.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1.
Amber, I'm finna show you how you know that you are the true Jew according to the Bible. Your daddy is so-called African American. Right, all right, bet this up.
These are the words of the covenant, which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab.
So God made a covenant with the children of Israel, right? A covenant is a deal, an agreement, a contract, all right? So if God make a contract or a covenant with somebody, you got to be able to know the terms and conditions of the contract, right? Let's see some of the terms and conditions of the contract that God made with the children of Israel. Now, I'm going to show you something about this contract. When you understand what this contract is, you're going to know who you are. Because if I make a deal with me and you, that deal is between me and you. It's not with them that walking down the street like that, right? So you and I know the terms and can see if you breaking the terms and conditions or not, because I'm going to come and sue you or do whatever to you, right? The punishment. So let's see.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. Verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
See that promise right there? God said if we are obedient, we'll get put on high above all nations of the earth. That sounds good, don't it, Sister Amber? Don't you feel like you better than everybody anyway? Tell the truth. We black people, we the most beautiful, we the most ingenuitive, we the most intelligent, faster, stronger, smarter, just better. But while we at the bottom, it don't make sense, right? Like in nature, everything, the cream of the crop go to the top, right? The strongest go to the top. How we at the bottom? You know it don't make sense to white people neither. That's why they so afraid of you. Because they feel like one day these niggas gonna wake up and they gonna want some revenge. And what are we gonna do? Because we can't beat them. That's why, like, when you see a spider, you like, because you're afraid of it. That's how they look at you. Because they know it's just, the world ain't right. It ain't right. It confuses them in their spirit. Read on. So look, if we obedient, we be above all people of the earth.
And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee. And if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Verse 28, chapter 28, now in the same chapter, which is the covenant, or that contract. Let's see what happened when you break a contract with the Creator. All right? 28 and 15.
Book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If you don't listen, and Mr. Amber,
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
so the Creator said, look, my children, if you don't listen, then curse is going to come upon you and overtake you. Verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
All the curses going to come on you and chase after you. So you mean you can't go nowhere. So wherever we are in the world, these curses are going to be on you. Let's read.
And overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments.
Why? Because we didn't keep the commandments. You hear it? It said this because you didn't keep the commandments, that's why these curses are going to come on you. Read.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
What?
They shall be upon thee for a sign.
What's going to be on the for a sign, Sister Amber? Making sure you follow. What's going to be on us for a sign? I'm making sure you follow. The curses, exactly. The curses going to be on you for a sign. What's a sign do, Sister Amber? What's a sign do? What's the purpose of a sign? To show people. Show people what? Like, let's say the street sign. It's going to show me where I'm at, right? What it is. What street is this? Mill Branch. Winchester. I know because 2 street signs right there. What's that gas station right there? It's a Valero. Ah, okay. These curses are going to be on you for a sign.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever.
And on your seed, on the children after you forever. On generation to generation to generation. So now, who's God talking to again? Let's go back to the audience again. Deuteronomy 29 and 1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
So that's who this covenant is with, the children of Israel. So now, for a sign and for a wonder and upon your seed forever. Let's read some of these signs. Now let's go, we're gonna keep on going in this same chapter and determine what these signs look like on a people of the children of Israel. Come here, Sister Amber. Look at this right here. What's going on? Them our ancestors right there. Right, that's us. Right? You got slavery, you got the chains and yokes of iron on our necks right there. Can you think of any other people that this happened to in the world? Something like this in the history of mankind. Chattel slavery didn't happen to nobody else.
No.
Think about this. Did somebody else get put on boats and shipped around the world? In history class, you went to school how long? 12 years? Did you hear if anybody else did something like that happen to? Not now group of people, right? Alright, there. Alright, I just want to clear it up before I go into this. So now, a sign, right? Let's read some of these signs. We going through the contract now. These are the terms and conditions, and this is the penalty for breaking the contract. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and read. Keep on reading where you was.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, therefore shall I serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Hold on, he said, because we didn't serve God, because the Israelites didn't serve God, they would have to serve their enemies. Serve their enemies, read.
Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
And in hunger, the Israelites had to serve their enemies in hunger.
And in thirst.
And in thirst, when they're thirsty, they need anything to drink, read, anything, read.
And in nakedness.
Nakedness means clothing. Sister Amber, when you get hungry, what you gotta do? From where? Who owns the stove? Who owns this Valero? I ain't been in that. I don't even know who. I ain't even been inside the Valero, right? Either like East Indian or Arab or something like that, right? Is it a black person? No. What about Walmart? Good corporation. Black people own that? Oh, okay. Costco, Piggly Wiggly, Big Star, anything. When you're hungry, you got to go to them. God said the Israelites would have to do that. That's a punishment. You have to go serve your enemy in one of all things. God said that's an enemy. and want of all things. But he talks to the Israelites. I'm not going to put nothing in your head. I'm going to let you figure it out. All right, read.
And in thirst, and in nakedness, and in the want of all things.
Say water bill. Who run that? Who run the, hey.
What you telling me already? It's already been there.
I mean, it's understood though, right? Okay, but just hold up. I'm finished. If it'll be clear for you.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And the enemy shall do what?
Put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
The enemy that you had to go to for food, water, clothing, because that's cotton probably you got on right there, and then I'll come in for the picnic. Food, water, and clothing should do what again?
And he.
It's a people, it's a person, he.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
We already established that this right here didn't happen to nobody else. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Amber, you got your phone on you? Pull out your phone and Google Y-O-K-E of iron. I-R-O-N. Just look at it. He, the enemy that you go to for food, water, clothing, and in want of all things means shelter, education, everybody, all the things that we depend on, and this want meaning lack of anything. If you lack anything, you got to go to your enemy for it. That enemy put a yoke of iron upon your neck. Hit images and just see what pop up. I'm gonna tell you, Google knows something that you don't know.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Them same people that's mad at Kyrie, what it look like? Ha! Ha!
That's right.
They know who you are. And when you tell the truth about who you are, it dismantles the lie. So just like I was telling that brother Coderic, when you know who you are, then you can make a claim to your land again. You can make a claim to who you really are, what belongs to you, your heritage, your culture. Thanksgiving ain't our culture. Christmas ain't our culture. That was stuff the white man gave to you when, or tattooed you with when you was in slavery. Well, our culture, Feast of Tabernacles, Pentecost, Passover, that's culture. Wearing fringes on your clothes is culture. Our women being in dresses, modest head wraps, all that right there. Our men taking care of it, that's culture. But we disconnected from that, now we just running around here lost. That's why we destroyed, like the Bible said, because we lack the knowledge of who we are and the commandments that we're supposed to be keeping. They keep you from keeping the commandments, because if you do that, God gonna put you back on top above everybody. Still some of the signs, so that's a clear-cut sign, right? That happened to us. God said these signs weren't gonna happen to nobody but the children of Israel. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
So now, God said those Israelites that disobey me gonna get scattered all over the earth. Did we get scattered all over the earth? Look at the people on this side over here, Amber. Did these people right here now get scattered all over the earth? One side you see what God called them their tribal names, 12 tribes of Israel. The other side you see what they categorized as today. Come on, come over here. Amber, we teaching. I need you to see the educational material right here, okay? Imagine if all those groups of people right there got together as one. Who gonna stop them? That's what they're afraid of. But guess what, Amber? You gotta learn this though. You gotta learn who you are first. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. So, hold on. Here we go, Sister Amber. What's this right here? Come here. Talk to me. Because you my sister, I'm your brother, sis. What's this right here? You got diagrams of what's that here? Slave ship. That really happened, right? That documented history. Signs. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68. You know, you familiar with like Moses and the 10 Commandments, the Israelites being in Egypt, and Moses going to Pharaoh and saying, "Let my people go." You familiar with any of that? Kind of familiar? Sunday school when you was a kid, you know, they probably showed you that. They probably told you about that. You know, all right, bet that up. So the Israelites used to be slaves to the Egyptians, other black people, in Africa and Egypt, right? And Moses had to go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go. So remember this. Deuteronomy 28:68.
So book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with...
Okay, so for disobeying, God said, look, I just delivered you out of Egypt and saved you out of captivity. If you disobey, I'm going to take you into Egypt again. What's Egypt mean? Now, Sister Emma, let's say you've been locked up. Let's say you've been locked up at 201. You did a 20-year bid. I got right? 20-year bid. Now, you get out, and I tell you, as you mess up, I'm taking you back to 201. Did I say prison? I ain't have to say prison. You already know what it was. So if somebody been enslaved in Egypt for 400 years, God said, I'm going to take you back to Egypt again. What that mean to them? Going right back to slavery. So let's read it in the Bible, though. Give me the Exodus 20:1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 1. And the Lord spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
The what?
The house of bondage.
What's bondage? Huh? Tied up? Constraints? What's another word for that? Slavery. Bondage. Egypt is the house of bondage. That's what that means that to people that's been there for 400 years. So let's go back to the Bible, to Deuteronomy 28:68, and let's read and figure out what God really telling these people. Now this is part of the contract, and this is one of the signs. Let's show you who the children of Israel are.
Yes, sir.
Read.
So book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Prison again with what?
With ships.
Slavery again with what?
With ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Whoa, Amber. We was here. Now we end up here, South America, Central America, North America. Scattered throughout the earth, that's one sign. Yokes of iron, having to serve our enemies. Being brought into house of bondage with ships and being sold to your enemies for what?
For bondmen.
For slave men.
And bondwomen.
Captive men and women sold to your enemies. Who did that happen to? Huh? Who that? What's your nationality then? Hold on, wait a minute, Amber, hold up. Who is this contract with? We read the contract out the Bible, talking to who? Read it again, 29:1.
So this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Whoa. So now, let's just, if we're gonna do a comparative study here with the Bible and then world history, if these events only happen to you, that's now standing in front of me saying I'm black, but the Bible say that was gonna happen to the children of Israel, because that's their covenant with God. What's your nationality? The children of Israel. Oh, praise. That ain't hard to understand now either. But guess what? That's why they hate Kanye. That's why they hate Kyrie, because this right there, what they said made you question, let me see what them niggas in purple talking about. Alright? That's the butterfly effect right there. That's the snowball effect. Because that'll open up your ears to come really hear the truth from the people that's really teaching it out this Bible. That's what they don't want. Because now, when more and more of us know this, that's when we're gonna be like, you know that land over there? Y'all not the real Jews. We are. We want our land back. Get up out of there. Christ coming back to destroy these people and bring us our land back. Let me show you this though. So, like I said, it's white people that say they Jews, right? How could that be? We reading about black people in the Bible. Okay. All right. So, white people saying they the Jews, right? How? You want to see what the Bible say about them? Because, like I said, somebody didn't erase your history, picked up your heritage. Let's show you that in the Bible. Revelation 2:9. We finna get ready to wrap it up, sis. But I need you to understand this. You got a flyer from us? You got that flyer? Sis, check that flyer out. We got a school here in Memphis. You need to come down to school. You need to learn more. All right? You need to check us out. Learn more. Learn who you're really supposed to be, what you're really supposed to be doing on this earth. Because, believe it or not, when Christ comes back, he's not giving out hugs. He's doing a whole bunch of killing.
Right.
Whole bunch of killing. And the people that ain't right of our people are going to die too. So it would suck to be on the bottom here. Christ come back and kill you and you die with your enemies. That would suck. We don't want to be two-time losers. All right, we trying to win. And that's what time it is.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is